What's next for Bitcoin? Why altcoins are not moving? When altcoins will exactly start to move? And why Bitcoin is actually going to continue the price action to $88,000 and early 90s as well? What is happening with Bitcoin dominance and what it actually means for your altcoin portfolios out there? And we will also go through the coin. What has happened? What is the narrative? What are the updates? And maybe the upside for coin on base is actually already over and you should be selling at this stage and taking profits. We will be discussing this part today and I will provide you responses to all of these questions. Without further ado, let's start. Here are some wallets that hold coin on base, 700k, 1.4 million at this stage. I also wanted to share the chart of bread because it's pretty much, it is breaking out in the real time. And I told you last week that we should be seeing the kickstart of base season this week as well. Kickstart of massive FOMO around base ecosystem and essentially Ethereum as well. What will start this, like 100%, like what will be the confirmation of the start of the base season? Is bread breaking up and breaking through this level? We should not get rejected from here. We might get a rejection, probably a small one. And once this thing just surges up from here, once it breaks out here, this is the confirmation of base season out there. But coming back to the situation on BTC, because this is the first thing we should actually be discussing currently. Right now we're at $83,400. Right now we're at 83.4k at this stage, BTC wise. Some alpha that I actually wanted to share with you that I don't think you will be able to find anywhere else. First of them is BTC dominance. BTC dominance, some people might say that what we are seeing currently is essentially a corrective movement to all this downwards price action, which sent certain altcoins higher out there. And currently we are just correcting, following this movement. Currently, I see that, honestly speaking, we might just continue going higher because my price target short term for BTC is from 88 to early $90,000 per BTC, maybe 91, 92, which will definitely surge the Bitcoin dominance higher. And this would be your last conviction test with the altcoins, because a range of people seeing BTC dominance surging up will actually start thinking again, what if this is Bitcoin only cycle? What if our altcoins are just going nowhere? What if, like, if nothing is happening with the alts moving further out there, right? And one more time with BTC dominance, if we will be seeing another high for BTC dominance, two things that will be performing and doing nicely are BTC ecosystem projects. We already see certain movements on Bitcoin puppets happening currently, right as we speak. I think they are up. I think they are up around 25% daily. And we'll also continue seeing certain movements with meme coins, because meme coins are essentially moving along with BTC this cycle, often front running this. The second piece of alpha that you won't be able to find anywhere is something around crypto funding rates. So crypto funding rates is usually essentially the rates that we have that illustrate the real information of how people are voting with the money and whether or not most people out there are in longs or in shorts. And very interesting situation that was happening on this chart is around this time we had crazy funding on BTC on exchanges. It was somewhere from 0.03 to 0.04, which is crazy positive funding if you would think about that. And like last time you maybe were able to see this positive loan funding for BTC, maybe was like in March or April, which pretty much means that a range of people were long in BTC. We went up, we went higher, and right here the funding decreased heavily. It was already at 0.01, which is kind of like a neutral funding if you would think about that, which is crazy if you would think about that. They were able to remove manipulators and market makers on this market. They were able to drastically remove huge amounts of money from long positive leverage in the market without printing a large correction out there. And this happened after this correction. So we had this crazy funding after this correction right here. And through this small movement, they were able to decrease, heavily decrease by the factor of 70%, 80% crypto funding loan rate for BTC. Like we are surging to $84,000 right as we speak. This is crazy. Coming back to our coin on base. From my yesterday video, we pretty much pumped, I think, from 1.2 till $5 million, which is somewhere around 4.5x if you think about that. Right now we are in this kind of corrective channel. I don't like this imbalance much because we definitely have seen selling pressure from new buyers coming in. I would say this is fucking stupid. If you're a current holder and you sold on this thing, I'm glad you're out. You should not be making money in this industry, because you need to understand like what type of narrative and what type of asset you're actually holding, and what is happening out there. Like, this is not a Solana shitcoin that if you're lucky to get the 5x zone, you need to get out like as fast as you can. This is crazy narrative out there with a potential, with a speculative value of $200 million at least. Short term, I'm telling you about these things, right? And we are forming this corrective channel currently, but the whole structure has bullish momentum at this stage. Bullish momentum is when we are surging up and then we are slowly correcting down in preparation to another move up. What is happening here is naturally some people are taking profits, right? They're taking profits on the pumpage. New people are entering because they also think that essentially the current prices are all right for them to enter at this stage. Like, liquidity and market cap for this thing is crazy as well. We are very early at this stage, very early, and I do like the combination of liquidity and market cap. I would also be talking about it a bit later. So these are some whale wallets that we have on coin. 1.5 million wallet is holding coin, 700k wallet is holding coin as well. And what's interesting is that the top holding of this coin is actually MicroStrategy 2100, which is an SPX beta play on Ethereum regarding MicroStrategy company out there. Do you know what is the market cap of MicroStrategy 2100 on Ethereum is? It's at $43 million out there. This thing is at 3.6, and the narrative of this thing is essentially more crazier, right? And what's interesting is that the market cap of coin right now is $3.6 million, and market cap of coin, the stock of the Coinbase company, is at $68 million out there as well. So some things I was thinking about is that this thing should not be the better play to SPX, right? Well, it's partially is, right? But this thing should be a better play to coin, the stock out there, because the whole goal of this thing is to flip coin the stock, which means that it has huge way to go up and huge way to go higher as well. These are some of the wallets that are holding coin as well, and I just wanted to share that this thing has MSTR as well. So it's definitely a play for people who were positioned in MSTR as well, which means that SPX Better Play community knows about us, which means that SPX community will probably soon get to know about us as well. Something I've seen on the Telegram and I wanted to share. Coin 6900 has 1/4 of the volume of SPX 6900. At this stage, it's actually half of the volume. 1/2 of the volume. Well, you have to discount here that it's easier to create volume on Base than on Ethereum, because on Ethereum naturally the transaction fees are larger, therefore the volumes on Ethereum would always be lower. But it's still a very nice comparison and a very nice result that the volume is only 2 times lower, yet the market cap is just 1/200 of the market cap of SPX 6900. Let that sink in. Base is still incredibly early to compare to Ethereum. So here I was sharing some things regarding the coin, right, and regarding the Base ecosystem that I would like to share as well. So what is my overview regarding us in the presence of Base season out there? As mentioned, Ethereum should be catching up to Bitcoin, right? I do think that Ethereum wise, we might be in the third or fourth inning out there. So this is where we are in terms of Ethereum memes and Ethereum altcoins right there. Base wise, we should be at second or third inning out there. The main reason I'm saying that is because following the charts of the base coins out there, we definitely can see that the bottom accumulation happened already. Smart money, they accumulated the bottoms already. But we are at the breakoutage, and I've showed you the chart of the bread at the start of the region, because with the breakoutage of bread, we will have a confirmation of Base season actually happening. That's why I'm telling you, we are very early. Like, this is crazy. This is, if you would think about that, this is the crazy play to position yourself before the actual start of Base season out there. Some things I wanted to add as well, because I was checking out on chain who was selling here, right? And I've seen a bunch of people that maybe bought like 1k 500 or $500 worth right here. They got like 5 to 6x, and they essentially sold right here, right? First I wanted to add is that you need to understand, if you're holding a Solana shitcoin that will go to zero, or if you're holding something like this with a crazy ass narrative with a potential to go to hundreds of millions of dollars. Secondly, I have a story to share regarding my EACC buy. I bought 0.8% of EACC on Solana coin, which is currently at like $36 million market cap. I bought it for $1,000, right? And I essentially, like the chart of EACC before the pump, it looked like this. So we were in the uptrend accumulation, then we had a drop, and then we surged up heavily from there. What happened with all your influencers present on the marketplace? Here, during this uptrend accumulation, everyone was silent about EACC. No one was talking about it. 0 people I was following, they were talking about this thing. 0. Then this dump happened. We essentially started to pump and we started to consolidate here. And I started to hear about EACC from each and every influencer out there I was essentially following. Why? Because they understood the narrative and they accumulated at the bottoms. And the reason they were silent is because it was an operation right away. So they can actually accumulate the supply. Because if essentially, like I'm also following the sentiment that is happening on the marketplace, and if more people would be talking about this coin here, I would maybe have not sold, because I sold a portion of my position right here. I didn't understand the narrative, and this is a very, very important thing. If something is pumping, if something is outperforming the market heavily, and this thing showed 50x on a very, very short time frame. If something is heavily outperforming the market, there is a reason for it. Probably these sharks, they are sitting in the shadows. They're sitting in the deep waters. They are waiting for you to sell on this thing, to scoop up your supply and start pushing this thing higher. Because 100%, I'm telling you, a lot of people do understand the narrative of this thing. A lot of people have this thing in the watch list currently. A lot of people are seeing the same things I'm seeing, that Ethereum should be catching up to BTC. We are due a crazy Ethereum season out there. We have Benjamin Coven, the main Bitcoin guy, saying, I was watching his videos today, saying, he already started to position himself in Ethereum. They do understand the base season is coming. Base is up 43% out there. I'm sorry, Degen is up 43% out there. They do understand. They also are sharing things about coin stock all the time. Something I wanted to share with you as well, because this is just crazy amount of attention that will be coming into Coin 6900. Kyle Chessy sharing things about coin stock just today, 10,000 views. Marzel showing things about coin stock. Coin stock is a no-brainer, 17.5 thousand views. The Bronze Viking sharing stuff about coin. Coin was at $166 last week. How many views? 13,000 views. Ran from Crypto Banter sharing coin pre-market is up 17.5%, 31.5k views. Partially, the reason SPX actually went up is because of the FOMO of crypto market participants, because S&P 500 heavily outperformed the holdings and even BTC in 2025, heavily outperformed. And this is the reason that it partially had this type of FOMO, and this is the reason of why it essentially became such a great thing in terms of invitation for VCs money as well, because VCs, they're heavily in the stock market. They essentially have the diversification of the portfolios out there, and FOMO of crypto market participants on SPX heavily outperforming, resulting in the surge up as well of SPX 6900, the coin. That the pure goal of this coin is to flip SPX 500 in market cap. The same exact thing will be happening with coin, with base. Coin stock surging up, Ethereum surging up, it will cause base season, and it will cause this thing to go higher, because I don't want you to look at this thing as a better play of SPX out there. This is a better play of coin, this stock. Coin, this stock currently is at $68 billion market cap. Arguably, this is the best entry point for retail when coming into the market, because they will get onboarded from Coinbase. They will essentially go on base chain out there, and coin is the thing that they know right away. Like any normie who will be onboarded into crypto for Coinbase, they will know about coin stock. They will not know about DGen, they will not know about bread, they will know about coin, this stock. And they will be buying this coin when entering the market. This is crazy if you think about that. Base is still incredibly early to compare to Ethereum. And let's not forget that coin is much more fitting on base than SPX is on ETH. Mainly because we have their stock, which is coin, which is on New York Stock Exchange, right? We have the layer 2 base, and we have Coin 6900 on the layer 2 as base. The main goal of Coin 6900 is to flip coin, the stock. Like none of these meta coins have this type of connection. And it's crazy to see and to understand, like we are so early. I will be showing you several proofs and several facts of why we are so early currently at this stage, despite the market cap. Although I do think we all should essentially upgrade our mental numbers in terms of the market caps that can be achieved. We're in the different stage of the market. We still have PTSD. People that sold coin for 3, 5, 6x, they will have such a large pain and PTSD from selling their position out of this asset. Like this is just crazy to me. This is pure inability of understanding what is the asset you're actually holding. This is not the Solana shitcoin. This is not like some LFG coin or GG coin or like Easy or like some bullshit. This thing actually has the option to go to hundreds of millions out there. Let's not forget that coin is much more fitting on base than SPX is on ETH, and that coin stock is one of the most hyped, highest upside stocks in the world right now. Do you understand this? Like coin stock should be going to $1,000 in the peak of this bull market. Do you think coin 6900 on the chain that is developed by the company, by the public company in the US that essentially had the ICO for coin stock, coin 6900, do you think it won't be doing nicely? It won't be doing great? I'm not seeing this. $1 per coin 6900 seems very possible considering that is where SPX 6900 ran to. And it only took 1 month to happen. Strap in. This is crazy setup because you have a clear invalidation point and you have a crazy and clear liquidity inflow. Base season should be happening like right as we speak. Coin, which is the stock for Coinbase, coin stock of the Coinbase company is up 70.5% pre-market today. Pre-market. Ethereum has 80%, if not 90 at this stage, 90% movement to catch up to BTC. Do you understand where you actually can be positioning yourself in? Coin market cap right now, coin 6900 is $3.7 million. $3.7 million. It only took 1 month to happen. I do love, you can even treat this as a trade because the thing is that you have a clear crazy fucking setup. You have a clear liquidity inflows into this space. Once you would decide for yourself that Ethereum is topped, at least locally, right? When coins, the stock has topped, when base season has topped, then you can essentially decide that, yeah, I'm taking profit on this one. Taking profit, like I was seeing people on chain selling their positions fully in this thing. This is so crazy to me. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. This is just the fucking beginning for this thing. Strap in. Something to prove to you that this is only the beginning for the coin 6900 out there. Despite all of the liquidity inflows, despite all the facts that I shared with you. Awesome revival of coin 6900 on base. After a few weeks of crabbing, but like I don't care about the post much. I care about the views for this post, and I care about the account that shared this post. 2,500 views, ape.star, 6k followers out there. We do have this account on Twitter that has 90,000 followers, share information about coin as well. Obviously this is a paid post, so this is an example of where the team is essentially spending their funds into. I can say that it essentially received a large amount of liquidity because of this post. Maybe it was timed nicely with my video, despite the fact like I've never spoken with the team at this stage. I just find it, I'm just letting you know about the narrative because I think it will just go like crazy in the upcoming 2 to 3 weeks. It will just go like crazy, and this is just the start. This is something I'm seeing from my end, right? This account, it does not essentially push a lot of liquidity out there. It's not forming the clear thesis. It's just chilling like random stuff all the time, right? But partially you kind of have to have these type of accounts for awareness out there because maybe 1 of 5,000 followers of this account is actually a whale that don't know much about crypto, and for some reason he trusts this person, so he would send some money into this thing out there, right? But like you partially have to still be essentially present with these type of accounts because they're bringing awareness into the marketplace. And even if the person would not essentially buy this thing, they would at least become aware. And awareness, like percentage of people who are aware over time, they also will be converting into holders. This is like marketing out there, right? So it's pretty straightforward. And despite like the post that I made just today, just a couple hours ago, I think I will also be sharing like a full thread on the thesis for coin. And I think I will be actually staying with this for quite a while as well. I like the narrative. I think that this thing should be higher 100%, right? If obviously like unnecessary selling won't be happening, but I don't think it will be happening because narrative is just too crazy out there, right? Like, despite these posts, there are no people on crypto Twitter talking about this thing currently. This is why we are early. The account for this project on Twitter currently has 500 followers for such a crazy narrative. There is a reason things are pumping on the marketplace. The reason things are pumping on the marketplace is because people are seeing the narrative and because people are eager to buy into the narrative. Just hold and get your entry. It's very, very important to get your entry into this thing as well, because of the fact that liquidity and market cap ratio is as it is, it heavily benefits people who are buying earlier or who are buying at the dips heavily. Something I wanted to share as well. Stan shilling new illiquid memes again. A comment that I have seen, like, it's partially like a negative comment, I would say, and it received several likes. And suggestion is the only one thing you had to do to not be negative is just buy. Because I'm not seeing you being negative if you had just bought in the first place, right? You have to buy coins when they're not established, otherwise it would be too easy. This is a very, very great response. And something I shared from my end, if you check most memes that are at large market caps today, you see two things. They are liquid and they have heavy supply control. Even your plays that are being praised by the market like Apple and Giga. And I honestly love the plays that have this type of illiquidity essentially on the correlation of liquidity and market cap, because they are very, very easy to push in the bull market setup, because it essentially adds quite a bit into the market cap, just even from small buys out there, right? And all your larger plays on the marketplace like Giga, Apple, even like pepe and things like that, supply is heavily controlled, and liquidity correlation to the market cap is heavily screwed up. Even Apple, let's essentially do comparison with Apple. Apple is at $5.9 million of liquidity at this stage, and it has $335 million market cap. Ticker Bitcoin is somewhere at around $260 million market cap, yet it has around 13 to 14 million dollars of liquidity, which is a heavy asset. And that's why I'm not very, very bullish on ticker Bitcoin, because it's too heavy out there. It just needs too much liquidity in order to pump. Apple, in the eyes of the market, flip ticker Bitcoin, yet it has 2.5 smaller, yet it has 2.5x's smaller liquidity out there, less liquidity out there. Crazy if you think about that. But these are the things that you need in the bull market. This is something you want to have in the bull market in order to be able to push your assets out there. This is essentially the key. So one more time, you have a clear invalidation for this trade. You have clear liquidity inflows. I'm telling you 100%. There are sharks in deep water having these things in the watch list currently, eyeing up the end. They're probably buying some here. They are doing it currently in order to continue to push it once they would accumulate the positions that they want. Don't follow my issue and my mistake with EACC out there. It's pumping in the real time out there. Like, it added how much? It added $0.1 million in liquidity from $1,500 buy. It's crazy. Can you imagine this? Like, we can easily calculate what type of liquidity this thing needs to actually reach $200 million. My speculative value for this thing out there. Right now, we essentially have like 20x difference between liquidity and market cap out there. So essentially, the stupid estimate would be $10 million in liquidity. I would say that's like the issue with this thing is that the more liquidity you have, the larger your market cap is growing. Like, the dependence is not linear, right? I would even put somewhere between $3 to $4 million on liquidity for this thing to already be at $200 million market cap. We can do a comparison with Sigma, for example, right? Sigma has $3.6 million of liquidity and it's already at $131 million market cap. And I would say that correlation between liquidity and market cap here is even is different, is even better bull market setup wise, right? It will need less liquidity in order to have higher market cap. Something that one of the founders is essentially saying, that something that the founder of Coin essentially says, $1 per coin 6900 seems very possible, considering that it is where SPX 6900 ran to, and it only took 1 month to happen. $1 for this thing is 250 axis from here, so it's essentially $1 billion market cap, right? This is $1. Will this thing be achieving $1 billion market cap? Short term, I'm not seeing that. I'm thinking that maybe like not like in this short-term base season where Ethereum will probably catch up to the previous all-time high of the last cycle. Maybe like 5K, 4,800, somewhere around there, right? But in the next base season, so in the last pumpage of the market, which will probably be happening somewhere at the end of 2025, I would say that this is where we would be reaching the peak thoroughness on the marketplace and the peak pumpage of the assets out there. Can this thing be at $1 billion, at Ethereum being somewhere around 10K, at Coinbase being like at 1K a share as well? 100%, I'm essentially seeing that. But we can also calculate the amount of liquidity that this thing would essentially need to essentially be at $1 billion market cap. We can do an easy comparison to Bread. Bread is around like $10 million in market cap, 10 to 15, and it's already at 1 billion. And I would say like by far, narrative wise, this thing is the craziest and best narrative between each and every base meme coins out there. Like I'm seeing these things like Wasi, Babylon, Terminator. Degen is kind of nice, but Degen is not like a meme coin. It's like the platform that essentially provides you with initial liquidity when you're launching memes out there. Brit, Pepe, USA, like not Benjamin, like even Brad, like none of them has the same type of narrative out there. And one more time, this is easily the easiest narrative to understand for normies out there. Normies coming and being onboarded into the crypto market through Coinbase, they will definitely know Coin the stock, 100%. Normies that want to invest, 100%, they will know Coin the stock. And they will see this thing and they will naturally get attracted to this thing as well. This is something I'm seeing on the marketplace. Like it's heavily undervalued. Please just hold. Like I'm not telling you as like, oh, don't sell into my bags or something. I'm telling you to be able for yourself to say thank you in the future. I sold my EACC. I essentially did not make 200K at least. Probably it's going higher at this stage because it's a crazy movement. It's interesting thing that I did not understand. I did not understand the narrative at the time that I sold because I did not do enough research. I'm explaining the narrative. I'm sharing all the things. Imagine currently, if you're buying currently, you're buying at less than $200,000 of liquidity. This is very low. And upgrade your targets. BTC is at 84K currently. Upgrade your targets. Before we will be seeing movements happening on alts, we will be seeing the finalization of the meme season on Ethereum, on Base, and on Blast as well, and maybe on Soul, right? We'll see things there pumping crazy until we have a proper alt season with things moving higher as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions, because I was checking out the comments and no one is really arguing with me. Like no one really has an informative counter argument on the things that I shared. So please share, because I actually responded to each and every comment under this video as well. Thank you very much for watching this one. Stay healthy and rich, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.